Hi, I'm Andy Jones, your host for Art Talk. Thanks for joining us today. We are going to be painting a pumpkin today, and I've literally taught thousands of people how to paint. And if you have any desire about learning painting or painting techniques, I can teach them to you. As I mentioned, we are painting on a pumpkin today. And when I say we, my friend Stephen White is here with me today. Hi, Stephen.
Hey, Andy, there's something different about you today.
I am
Something about your outfit.
I am wearing orange.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. We are painting on a pumpkin today, which has me in quite the spooky mood. It is, of course, spooky season, and I think painting on a pumpkin is going to be a fun surface to work on today, something a little different than a canvas. And I got a little pumpkin at the grocery store, and this sad little pumpkin had its stem knocked off, so it was on sale. And I am going to be using our Neon Glow paint today. So this is orange, and I'm going to put some out on my palette. And this paint is not glow-in-the-dark paint. This paint glows under black light. That's something to keep in mind while you're looking at your assorted glow paints in the store. Some glow under black light, some fluorescent or phosphorescent, and they charge up during the daylight, and then when the lights go out, they glow. This is not that paint. I will tell you, some people say to wash your pumpkins with bleach. Some people say wash your pumpkins with vinegar. However you want to clean your pumpkin is up to you. Either one of those methods works pretty well. And we are just going to start out by turning our pumpkin into a black light pumpkin by brushing on this neon orange paint. But you can see that I'm just applying this to the pumpkin, and it's going to take a few coats to make your pumpkin really, really glow in the dark ready. And magically, during spooky season, I have a pumpkin that is well coated with our neon orange paint.
You'll notice that the orange pumpkin is still orange. It's just orange paint.
Yes, and it has a graceful little stem on it. This pumpkin
feels
it feels more orange.
Well, I was going to say it feels like it's matching you for some reason.
Okay.
Again, I'm not sure why.
All right, well, we'll worry about that later. Just to add a little bit more fun to our pumpkin, I am going to use some of our neon blacklight paint, and I'm going to use some purple. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to put purple around the top of my pumpkin, and then I'm going to use a sea sponge to accent the rest of the pumpkin with some purple. So let's get started by picking up some of our purple on a big old flat brush. And let's see, I'm going to just start right around the stem, and I'm going to tap and dab some of this neon purple on to the top of the pumpkin. Just getting that color right up around that stem. Stephen, is Halloween your spookiest time of the year?
I would say so. It's one of my favorite holidays. I love the macabre. I love,
I was going to ask if
little green ghouls and goblins.
I didn't know if that was it or if it was all about the candy.
No.
Okay.
I've had too many cavities.
All right. Well, that's very good. I will give you some Andy trivia that he has never had a cavity.
This is whoa, Andy exclusive. No cavities?
Never a cavity. Let me talk, moving away from cavities into our technique. I have a natural sea sponge here, and they're great painting tools, but you need to keep a couple of things in mind. They dry, hard, and crunchy. And in order to use them, you need to dampen them and then wring them out, and they will be soft and pliable, and you get great little texture marks. If there's a part of your sponge that's been cut, you can just reach in and pinch off a little bit of the sponge so that you have irregular edges. I'm going to pick up some of my neon purple on my sea sponge and tap it here on my palette to see what kind of pattern I'm going to get. And then we're going to add some of this purple to our pumpkin. And we're just tapping this on, and you get a really cool effect. Also, note that when I hit the pumpkin with the sponge, I'm going to pick it up and move it to a different spot on the sponge. That way we don't create a repeating pattern. We want something that is very irregular, very organic looking. Now, Stephen, when you mentioned green gules, is there a particular green gule that is your favorite gule for this time of year?
I love the idea of just some sort of generic sort of, what's the word for it? Public domain green ghoul.
Okay.
Just your generic run-of-the-mill ghoul.
All right.
Yeah. Do you have a favorite witch?
Well, it all depends. There are some great witches, and it seems to me that years ago we had a lot more great witches to choose from. But you've got, the Witches of Eastwick, of course, comes to mind because of Cher. Then that's a great witch story there. But then, there's the Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
There's the movie The Craft, if you're closer
light
to
as
my
a feather, stiff as a board. I was teaching in Japan in like the late fall, and every place was gearing up for Christmas. And each of the big department stores chooses a theme, and they go all in. So my translator and I were walking through this department store, and I noticed their big tree, and it was covered with Samantha from Bewitched ornaments. So a little witch on a broomstick all over everything. And I was like, is this normal? And she goes, Bewitched is very popular, so she's very popular for Christmas.
Interesting.
All right, so we have now got a cool looking pumpkin here with our purple and orange, and we need to let this dry before we move on. So we're going to take a quick break while that dries, and then we'll come back and talk more about witches, pumpkins, and painting. Hi, I'm Andy Jones, your host for Art Talk. I've literally taught thousands of people how to paint, and if you have any interest in learning how to paint, I can teach you how to do that. We have a great series of video lessons, and to go along with these video lessons, we have 3 wonderful kits for you. Our first kit has 17 colors of folk art acrylics. These are the colors that I use most often and are the only colors that we use through the entire Art Talk series. In addition to the great folk art acrylics, we have a set of beginner level brushes. It's a 10-piece set, and we have 8 synthetic bristle brushes and 2 natural bristle scruffy brushes. These brushes have soft synthetic bristles, a matte gold ferrule, and then a contoured plastic handle. These are entry-level brushes, so if you're just getting started, this is the perfect set for you. If you've been painting a while, you might want to invest in our Pro set, our professional set, which has 17 acrylic colors in it, and it also has a 7-piece Folk Art Select Firm Bristle Brush set. These are the brushes that I love most of all, and are the ones that I use in every episode of Art Talk. These have a firm synthetic bristle, polished nickel plated ferrule, and balanced wooden handles. These feel like a deluxe set of real artist brushes. We also have just a set of the 17 colors that I use in all the Art Talk video lessons. So if you're a prolific painter and you need to replace your supplies, this is the perfect kit for you. Art Talk is a really fun series where I get to work with some of the great video people we have here at Plaid, and we have a lot of fun talking about art and creating a painting in each one of our videos.
Yeah.
If you're interested in art and like a fun kind of tutorial, Art Talk's the place for you to come. Welcome back. Hopefully you took advantage of the break to get some nice Halloween candy, and you are ready to start painting your witch silhouette on your pumpkin. So the link to the downloadable pattern is in the description below. And so I traced mine onto a piece of tracing paper and then kind of snipped around it so it will conform to the pumpkin a little better. And ordinarily I transfer with an artist transfer paper, but I thought I'd show you how to use just a piece of ordinary chalk today. So on the back side of my design, I'm going to go right over the outline or the outside edge of this little silhouette drawing here. And you want to use the cheapest chalk that you can find. Do not use dustless chalk. You want dusty old, super cheap chalk. If you can find it for 29 cents a box, that's the kind of chalk you want. Super cheap, and then don't scrub all over it on the side of your piece of chalk. Just use the end of the chalk and go primarily right around the edge. All right, we're just about finished applying our chalk to our little witch. So we were talking about, favorite witches, and there was a couple, Sid and Marty Krofft, that did TV shows, and one of their shows was H.R. Pufnstuf. And H.R. Pufnstuf's evil witch was Witch-E-Poo, and she always got spun around in this chair. So that was always a fun little witch. But we've got our design with the chalk side now against the pumpkin, and I'm going to take a ballpoint pen, and using a light pressure, I'm going to start to transfer the outline of the witch to the pumpkin. And I want to just do a little quick check to make sure that my design is transferring. Sometimes when you're working on an odd surface like a pumpkin, you have to work a little harder to get your design to transfer. So just take your time and just keep checking and making sure that all of your lines are going on, because even though a witch is not necessarily an easy thing to paint, if you get your lines on, you eliminate 90% of your problem. All right, I have transferred my design, and if I turn my pumpkin just right here in the light, I can see the design that's transferred onto my pumpkin. Now, word of warning, if you touch this chalk line, it's going to go away. So you've got to be very careful to keep your hand out of your design. And I'm going to put out some Folk Art matte acrylic in the color Pure Black. Stephen, when you were maybe in elementary school, did anybody come to your school to do silhouettes of you with the light and on the little paper?
No, my grandma, who was born in the 30s, had that done, but me, who was born in 1998, did not have that done. You see what I'm getting at here?
I was not born in the 1800s, but I did have a silhouette done, and we had a guy that came to our elementary school a couple of times to do silhouettes of us.
No, we had a dude who came in, showed us how good he was at yo-yo.
Well, we did the yo-yo thing too, but you could win your yo-yo if you sold 300 boxes of candy.
Oh yeah, we had that too.
Okay. All right, so what I'm doing right now is I've got a number 2 script liner brush, and I'm thinning my paint down. And some people say you want your paint to be ink-like. I'm thinking you want your paint to be just a little thinner than heavy cream. And I'm going to give you a pro tip. When you've thinned down your paint, you always want to blot your liner brush where the bristles meet the ferrule, and so that will pull any excess moisture off of your ferrule and away from the end of your bristles. And then we're going to begin to outline our witch, and you can start anywhere you want to. And this black paint goes on really smoothly and evenly. And you just want to do your best to create a nice, crisp, clean outline. And for things like the handle of this broom, if you can go ahead and paint it right after you've outlined it, that's pretty good. We are just about finished filling in the silhouette of our little witch on her broom, ready to take to the night sky on Halloween. And that is our witch silhouette, and she is in full flight mode. Thanks for watching today, and I hope that you enjoyed painting a little witch silhouette on your pumpkin. And I want you to be sure to like and subscribe if you are enjoying Art Talk. You can leave compliments below. It really helps if you comment on the content of our videos. The link to the patterns is in the description box below. You can also email us at art_talk@plaidonline.com. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.